Halloween season coming up. Favorite time of the year for me personally. I'm a big Halloween fan. But the fall and, you know, I'm a winter baby. All of this shit. This is my time of year. soon as motherfucking Halloween hit, it's all jams. This is my shit.
That's real talk, man. As soon as that sun goes the fuck away, man. Y'all enjoy the summertime all you want to, man. Fuck summer.
Fuck that. You know what I mean? Too many white shirts, too many shorts. You know what I mean? I look fine in both, but I like hoodies and Tim boots and the cold, and I have an excuse to stay home because it's too fucking cold and all of that shit. Soups and fucking all types of candies and fucking pie and fucking
blankets, my nigga.
Blankets and blankets.
Fireplace, the fire, lighting the fireplace, man.
Yes. Nigga, I got the insulated pajamas. Like the fucking, you know, the plaid pajama joints. I got them shits. I got the fucking, the shirt that go with it, nigga. I be in this bitch cozy.
All right. I gotta look for them. I gotta look
nigga, I'm cozy in the wintertime. You heard me? So this is my jam. So the reason why we're talking about this is we wanted to talk about what is our favorite scary movies. But every Halloween, me and my wife, we take, either it's the weekend or, you know, we take the day off. It doesn't matter if it's during the week. We take the day off and we have a spooky extravaganza. So all day we watch spooky extravaganza. Movies. Yes, we watch scary ass movies because I only get to watch it once per year with her because she don't like scary movies. So I watch one and then we'll watch something more cool like Casper Friendly Ghost or some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like Hocus Pocus 2, which we're going to watch this year because new Hocus Pocus is out. Then we'll watch like
facts.
Then we watch a real scary ass movie. You know what I'm saying? But the Terrifier 2 is out, and people were saying they had to throw up and all that type of shit. That seems like it's a little harsh. That's some shit I don't want to watch with her.
It's never that.
Yeah, it's never that crazy.
It's never that crazy. Yeah.
But I watched Terrifier 1. And he saw the bitch.
Was that crazy?
From the cooch to her head.
Did they show it all? The whole thing?
Yeah.
That's on Netflix, right?
That's on I think it's on Netflix, but it's on Prime Video. Yeah, you can watch it on Prime Video.
Okay. I'm watching
he gouges somebody's eyes out, and they show it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
that
raw.
Sounds cool too.
It's open. It ain't no game. Like this is some old Texas Chainsaw Massacre mixed with House of a Thousand Corpses type shit, but they showing it all. So people, and this was on, I was listening to the radio, and this is on like a hip hop radio down here. Niggas is like grown men going to this shit and throwing up.
Yeah.
Hell of a PR move. Hell of a way to sell it. But that's some crazy shit. But I asked you, Wayne, what's your favorite scary movie? And then we'll talk about, you know, if there's a level of this might be way too much for people to see.
Like so my thing is like, I don't have a favorite one, but like in every category, I don't ever have a favorite one of anything. I have a favorite like group. So I got like a group of 3 or 4 movies, maybe even 5 that are my absolute favorites. Excuse me, that I can't pick out. But, like, I mean, if you put a gun to my head, I would probably have to say, you know, Candyman, the first Candyman. I feel like he was, you know, the first
That's
black,
a good choice.
You know, absolutely.
That's
absolutely,
some
man.
Scary ass shit. That shit scared me as a kid. Oof.
Get this. Okay, I'm gonna tell you my kid's story with it, right? So I remember when me and my mom went to go see it at the Dollar Movie, right? And she was like, I was like, Mommy, can we go see Candyman? I think I was like 5 or 6, 7, something like that, right?
You thinking it got
and
something
she was
to do with
like,
candy.
Yeah, no. I knew what it was.
Okay.
Man. And she was like, if I take you to go see this, you can't sleep in bed with me. Don't get scared. And I'm like, okay. And then we go and see the movie, right? And now there's this one scene towards the end of the movie where, I forget her name. I forget the lady's name, but she's doing something and she's like sneaking behind a wall or something like that, or trying to get out of the door, you know, away from Candyman or something. And I look over and my mom's doing like this here, right? Doing this whole thing. And I was like, Mama, are you scared? And she was all like, no, she just being stupid. And I was like, nah, you scared. I was scared, you know?
Nah, she just being stupid.
And I actually did end up sleeping with her that night. So yeah, so
Candyman
did scare me. And because it was just, Candyman was just perfect. It was like a black murder. It was like on some Bloody Mary type shit to get him. And he was just there. And God, I don't know. Everything about Candyman was perfect, to the bees, for the hook for the hand. It was just so beautifully written.
He was in the projects.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
So good.
And it is kind of still that story of like the white person trying to save it, but it wasn't like, it was like the whole neighborhood came together in the end. She helped get the neighborhood together to, help get the baby or help kill Candyman or whatever the case. And it was just such a great and touching story. And yeah, man. Yeah. The older I get, the more I appreciate it for what it is.
That's the reason why I love the remake. People hate the fucking remake, and I understand why. Because the first Candyman was raw, like the cutting the boys. He went to the bathroom and cut his penis off. Like Candyman didn't give a fuck. He killed black people. He killed white people. He killed all people. He didn't give a fuck about nothing. You know what I mean? Like, yo, Candyman is a good choice. Candyman is a scary motherfucker. I was very afraid of Candyman. That nigga, and he was in the projects. So it's just like Cabrini Green. I never forget that shit for the rest of my life. That's some scary shit, nigga.
That's real.
What? Nigga. Yeah, you got a good one there. I can't even, man. All right, so look.
All right. So let me flip it on you, man. Which one of your favorites, man? I got a few more I want to talk about too.
Me too. I'm excited. Okay, this is my shit. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So my favorite scary, one of my favorite scary movies, and it's probably my number one, is Sleepaway Camp. So,
okay. All right.
Sleepaway Camp, I didn't see it until like 4 years ago, actually.
Okay.
I was bored. I was looking through Prime Video and it was just there. So I was like, what the fuck is this? And the fucking thing is comical. The poster is like a bloody knife, but it's like a sneaker. And the knife cut the sneaker. Yeah. So I was like, we'll watch this shit, see what it's about. And it was like it was an 80s movie. Love 80s movies. And when I watched it, in the very end, spoiler alert for everybody.
Oh man, hold on.
The very end.
Go ahead.
I did not know who the killer was because you don't see the killer. But at the end, when you find out who the killer was,
don't say it.
It fucks your mind up.
Okay.
And the fact of it's the first time I think they've ever done anything like this in a horror movie. Made it classic to me, and I really love that movie. I watch it a lot.
Now,
it's a good movie.
I'm gonna go back and watch it. Hold on a second. Hold up. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back and watch it because I don't remember who the killer is. So don't say anything to me. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna watch it today.
It's not like it didn't scare me like Candyman. It was the fact that the way that it was written to me was like the first movie that was elevated like horror, where it was like they really put a nice, great plot twist in it. And most of the horror movies, you know what I'm saying, are just real straightforward. You know who the killer is, or the killer got fucked up story, and you might learn some shit, but this plot twist was so unique that it just made me be like, man, that's one of my favorite horror movies because it's a good story. It got a good killing in it. I love the kill scenes. They're all dope. And it's just like scenes like some shit that would really happen at a camp. And I love camp. Okay. I'm a kid of camp. We went to free camp with the whole hood. I went to school camps. I love summer camp. And summer camp is a scary place. It's a scary place. Certainly at night when they tell the ghost stories, and then they had the one I went to, they had niggas running around like Jason with fucking chainsaws.
see, that ain't funny, man.
This is like the 90s, the mid 90s, where you could still do shit like that. Now you got the parents like, you gonna kill my kid. But back then we was all running and shit. Niggas jumping in the water, swimming away. And you get the camp counselors gotta go get the kid because the kid has lost their fucking mind. They gonna drown. Like fun shit like that. We used to have off wars where we used to spray off in each other's eyes when everybody was asleep. Like, hood nigga kids, best time of my life. But That's one of my favorites. All right, so give me another one, bro. Because you started off hot.
My nigga.
Mine's
Okay.
just not as good.
Yeah. I'm gonna finish this hot. I'm gonna keep going, man. Okay. So this absolutely has to be one of my first or second favorite movies, man. If I put Candyman's first, I'll put this second. You ready for this, bro? I want to see if you remember this movie.
All right.
The People Under the Stairs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, The People Under the Stairs is the shit. Yeah.
One of my absolute favorite horror movies. Is great, bro. Directed
so
and written
scary.
by Wes Craven.
Yeah, that's what's
Wes
good.
Craven, bro. He directed
People
like
Under
a
the
black
Stairs.
movie. Had Ving Rhames in it. You know, a very early Ving Rhames is in it. You know what I mean? They got the black kid from The Sandlot. He's in it. You know what I mean?
Isn't he like one of the main characters?
Yeah, he's the main character. The main character,
the little boy,
and the little, the little white girl, and the two crazy ass parents, and they have all these people's it held hostage beneath their home, and they turn into goddamn zombies. And it's a ridiculous story, man, and it's all over the place, but it's great. It's a great movie.
That's a good movie.
What else?
The People Under the Stairs.
And it's based on a true story. It's based off a true story.
I was just about to say that. Yep.
Like, two burglars, excuse me. I don't know how to say that. Two robbers broke into a home one time, and they found two kids chained up.
They broke into the wrong
two
place.
kids changed up, man. I'm like, yo, no, they robbed the right place, bro. They robbed.
Well, I mean,
because
in the
they
movie.
saved them kids, man. Yeah.
In the movie, though, they went to the wrong fucking spot. Yup. That was a good movie. I don't think a lot of people know about that movie like that. But that's like
and I think it's on. Yeah, grade A, man. Grade A. I think it's on Prime or maybe on Peacock. Y'all find that movie and watch it. It's such a great movie, man. Such a great movie. 1990s too, bro.
Yeah, good shit too. All right, so my next one is Tales from the Hood. Oh my god,
my nigga. You know what? That was my next one.
That is a scary. Look, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. So we watched that movie.
Come on.
I think we had rented it from either. We didn't have Blockbuster where I lived at. That was in the suburbs.
Okay.
I forgot the fuck
you
it was
had
called.
Turtle?
Center Rat. Nah, we ain't had Turtle. We had like Center Runner or some shit. It was in the city, but everybody went there. That shit was packed. It was so fun. Everybody went there. But I do miss rental. I mean, I love streaming because it makes everything quick. But I do miss I just miss that shit. I don't know why. Because when I was in Cleveland, Ohio, they still had them. And it was connected to a pizza restaurant. That's cool. Yeah, they still got them in Cleveland. So you go to pizza, you get a pizza, and then you get a movie and shit. And you get a discount if you buy a pizza and shit. And they give you
that's great, man. That's a great idea, man.
Dope, but it's nostalgic. You know what I mean? So anyway, so we had rented the movie. It was like a Saturday or Friday, and we got Tales from the Hood.
Yeah.
My dad, we watched that movie, at the very end, spoiler alert if you ain't never seen it. At the very end, the mortician turns into the devil.
Right.
Keep asking him,
where's
this
already
shit?
in hell. Yeah.
You
knee deep. Knee deep in the shit. You get the shit.
Nigga. Now, my dad's a gangster ass nigga, fedora hat wearing, trench coat, 38 special in his pocket, loan shark, gangster crazy nigga fighting in the streets, wilding out. I looked over my dad, this nigga was in tears. You know why?
Why?
My dad did some shit back in the day, and he was sitting there screaming like, in terror, this is going to happen to me. I'm going to see the devil. That's the devil. Turn it off. He was scared like a baby because he thought that when he died, he was going to go to hell because of the shit that he's done. That's how scary that movie is. That's a good ass movie. I love every part of it. My favorite one is the motherfucking prison scene with the nigga told him, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And do you remember that DMX used that for his first album? And it was on the intro.
The intro.
Which is like one of the best fucking intros ever made. DMX had that part in there. Yeah, so he was dying when he got shot up by the gangbangers, which was the same niggas that was actually going to get the shit from the mortician. Man, y'all know what y'all was doing on that movie. That movie was tight. It was relevant to us. And it was some scary ass shit. One of my favorite horror movies. The Niglets, though, is actually my favorite parts. Do you remember the Niglets? He said, "You goddamn Niglets." They ate that nigga alive and put him in the picture. I was done. I'll never forget that shit.
Okay, real quick. You did kind of put a damper on it a little with the story about your father. All right. I'm sorry that happened to him. That was sad, man.
Yeah,
you know,
it was.
That was really sad. I'm sorry about that happened to him, that he felt that way.
Yeah, he was crying like I never seen no shit like that before in my life. Nigga.
But you're forgetting one of the other better stories, and that is the kid who could draw. He would always draw the monster because his stepfather, David Allen Greer, if you remember, would always hit his mother. You know, would always put his hands on his mom and put his hands on him. Man, that kid drew that picture. He crunched that shit up, and that dude, he start contorting and everything. I was like, hell, that was a man. I love that story because that kid got his revenge, and that
yo, could that not be a TV series?
Nigga, yo.
Yeah, that's a good idea, bro. Hold up, fuck that. I'm taking this out. I'm taking this shit right out of this episode.
Just like right as soon as you said that, could this not boop and just cut right here. I'm in on that. I'm in on that, bro. I'm in on that.
That would be a dope. Like,
because you remember, series. I don't know if I remember. Hold up, I remember telling you. I think it was you. I was telling that like I'd be having these ideas for like these small stories, and I'm like, I feel like they're just too quick of ideas to try to stretch out into a movie. So I was making it like Twilight Zone-esque thoughts, you know.
Yo, my nigga, we should really do that.
That's Tales from the Hood. Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. Okay.
Write that down.
Shit, Amazon will pick it up. I know for sure, man.
Shit, BT will pick it up. You know BT, they got BT Plus.
Yes, yeah.
They got some funny ass shows on there too. Have you ever seen the Miss Pat show?
No, but I heard it's really good.
It's the first sitcom
I gotta watch
I've ever seen where it's like, you know, shot like a regular sitcom, kind of like I wouldn't say it's Family Matters. I would say it's more like maybe Meet the Parkers. Like in that, like, you know, most of the shit take place in the houses in the community. You know what I mean? You got the crazy sister or whatever comes through, or she's living there. But it's like real life, because like the sister is an ex-crack addict, and like they be saying nigga, and she be cussing the kids out. And she's like, shut your stupid ass up, nigga. Like talking to her kids though. Like this bitch ass nigga ain't gonna do nothing. Like talk to her husband though. Like nigga, it's real, because she's a comedian. So like she just talks that. Right. And like nigga, it's some real hood shit, but it's like a hood sitcom. It is so cool. I've never heard somebody say nigga that much in my life.
But it's only on BET Plus.
Yes, sir. We had to get BET Plus to get it. I was fucking pissed. We watched that shit we watched it, and we finished the 2 seasons and then canceled the service. But like we was like, you know what, we're gonna bring it. We're gonna go ahead and pay for it because we want to watch, because they're doing season 3 now. But Miss Pat, the lady, was like, it's a hard show to make because it's like real shit that happened in her life. Like she's famous because she's the comedian where she was like young. She had her baby dad shot her in the head. Yeah, that's Miss Pat. Yep, that's Miss Pat. Her show is amazing. Reminds me so much of my sister Tashika.
Yeah.
I'm dead ass. Yo, I'm dead serious about doing this TV show too. I'm not playing. You live in Atlanta too, nigga. It'd be so easy for you to get actors to do this.
Me too. I'm for real too.
All right, we're gonna talk about that shit for real, for real. I'm about to actually email it right to myself so I don't forget the idea. That's how you do it. All right. So anyway, let's get back to the shit. So talk about Tales from the Hood. What's your next one, bro? What's your next favorite movie?
Okay. My next one was gonna be Tales from the Hood, but you got fine. That one. But I got another one too.
All right.
I try to watch this movie every Halloween, man. It's one of my favorite horror movies, man. Okay. And it kind of snuck me. I think like a lot of people may not have liked it that much. Like Rotten Tomatoes gave it a horrible score, but I'm like, fuck it. I think it was just a great movie. Yeah, it's called The Fourth Kind. Yeah.
Oh my God.
The Fourth Kind.
Yo,
yeah.
Yes. Fuck that movie.
It's the movie with Mila Jovovich or Jovovich, however you pronounce her name.
Which is probably the best movie she ever did, besides like the first Resident Evil. But that's like her best
Yeah.
movie. I don't give a fuck. Like, ooh.
I love the movie so much. I love just how the movie was made. Okay, so get this though. So I saw the movie when it first came out in theaters, right?
Okay.
The movie is really directed by a black man. He's an African guy, and they do it where it starts off where it's him, the director, and he's interviewing a lady who, you know, has been like abducted by aliens. Aliens came to visit her. They kidnapped her child and everything, and excuse me, she just looks so like beat and downtrodden. She just looks like a ghost, you know. And so what they do is they take her story and they take Mila Jovovich, and she's playing this lady's the story, her alien story is playing out. But they also have video from when the lady was actually being abducted or having aliens inside her. So they would do a split screen of the real video and the video that of the movie of Mila Jovovich acting as, and they did it side by side. And I thought that was so creative. I love the way that they did this movie. I was sitting there watching this movie like, yo, this is real. I went home later on that night and I started like Googling. That's how you know a movie is good. When you go home and start Googling shit.
See what the fuck's right.
Bro, I could not find that lady for the life of me. Like, they were saying, like, this lady's the actor. So I went to IMDb. What other movies has she been in? I could not find her anywhere. It took years until they just finally was like, yo, okay, this shit, it's fake. She's an actress. She does this and how, you know what I mean? But it was just so crazy. You couldn't find anything on her, and you was like, yo, this shit is real. This is a great story. This was wonderful. It was almost like on some Blair Witch shit when that first came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone
like,
thought
you didn't
Blair
know
Witch
what was real
until the
exactly.
BET Awards or the MTV Awards when they had brought the cast out. Everyone thought that shit was real.
Did I miss that?
Nah, so like everyone thought that shit was real until this is like before internet, y'all. Like there wasn't no internet. Right. Like it was internet, but like niggas ain't.
It was the beginnings of it.
No, it wasn't no Google. Like Google had just started, so like everything was fucked up. You know what I mean? Like it was no search engines. You couldn't just find everything. So like, but I remember the director and like the cast had came out at the MTV Awards, and everybody was like, "Oh, this shit is fake." But people really was like, "Yo, this is some real shit," because. And that's how I thought about The Fourth Kind. I thought it was real too. I was like, yo, this is some real shit, nigga. Very smart. If you don't have all the money, the one way to do some shit is to make people believe it's real and then like empty the internet of everybody or everything. Make people that have no presence. And you can't search it. Then people gonna start coming up with their own theories. Bam. That's a good choice, bro. That's another good choice.
Yeah.
That's a good choice. I love that movie. That movie was scary as fuck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's see.
Now, what about you, man? What other ones do you have? Any more?
Yeah, I mean, I love the first Candyman. I love the remake too. I would definitely have to go ahead and say like I really love the classics, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to go with like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
Like, Nightmare on Elm Street.
The first one?
I love the first one. I love them all though, to be honest with you. Like Freddy Krueger is probably one of our best horror like icons. He is.
Yeah, of course.
Like, and the movies got dumber and dumber, right? But they also got funnier and funnier because he became like more of a character, and it just was really cool. But the first one was fucking terrifying. Do you remember when that bitch got thrown on the ceiling and was just moving around and all the blood and shit? And then when she had slammed to the ground, all the blood came up that was another one where they got sunk into the bed. Nigga, I could not sleep in that bed.
Yeah, I think that was Johnny Depp. I think that got sunk into the bed.
Yeah, got sunk into the bed, and then all that fucking blood shot up. And this nigga come get you in your dreams. No. You
can't sleep.
No.
Like, think about that for a second. The thing that you can't control, you have to do most. Like, that's where he comes to get you. Like, the fuck? Like,
you
for
can't,
real?
nobody,
That's horrifying, bro.
Not a lot of people know how to control their dreams, and that's why like Dream Warriors was so dope because in Dream Warriors they had the one bitch knew kung fu and shit, and you saw fucking Freddy Krueger doing martial arts and shit. Like they just took it to
damn,
nigga, you gotta.
I didn't see that.
Yo, them shits are hilarious. Like when, and then like the main broad that was in the first two or whatever, she had came back, or the first one, she had came back, and one of the later movies, I think it was Dream Warriors or some shit, she had came back and became like a dream scientist or whatever shit. And she was like figuring out ways of like kids that were getting like terrified by Freddy Krueger, and they learn how to control their dreams, but Freddy was still fucking them up. Yo, Freddy has a hell of a body count. Like Freddy gets it in.
Oh my God, man.
Freddy gets it in, nigga. Like Freddy will fuck you up bad. Part 2 of The Nightmare on Elm Street. Have you ever seen the documentary about Part 2? It's a whole documentary about it. I think it's just called, I don't know, I can't remember, but the documentary is about the main character is gay in real life. And the director, the way that they directed and made this movie, no one knew, but everyone had the same thought that he was gay and the movie was gay. Because of the way that he acted and he was being himself was very gay. So the actor made a documentary about it, and it was like, yeah, like they just told me to be myself, and you know, I did a lot of gay things in the movie. Like the way like he was looking at his best friend when he had his shirt off and stuff, and like the way he was dancing and shit in the movie, and it was just like, this man obviously is a homosexual.
Okay.
And like he paid no attention.
Picked up on it.
Everyone picked up on it. That was the thing. So they made a documentary about confirming that everything that everyone thought was true. Yes, this is a gay man. Yes, he acted like a gay man the whole movie. That's how like crazy the Elm Street series is. So you got to watch it. Because it's gonna make you be like,
man, I'm gonna have I got a busy Saturday, bro.
Yeah,
I got a busy ass Saturday.
All right, so
so I found it. The name of it is called Scream Queen.
Yeah, that's it.
My Nightmare on Elm Street. Cool. Cool.
Yeah. It was something. It was something.
Okay.
And
I'll check it out.
Supposedly the director wanted it to be that way, so he wanted it to be like a gay horror movie, but they just couldn't make it a gay horror movie because he had to have like a female love interest. But if you watch that movie, he paid zero attention to that bitch. He didn't give a fuck when she got smoked. He didn't care at all. Like he didn't give a fuck about that broad. So it was funny. It was some funny shit. All right, bro, you got another one for me?
I do, man. So this movie I saw, do you remember when Netflix first started and they would mail you the DVDs out and shit?
Yeah, that's the shit.
I was looking for something called like the scariest movies online at that time. This was years ago, you know, and you know, I came across this movie called Testament. Somebody said Testament. And so I found that on Netflix at that time, and they emailed me. They sent me the movie and I watched it. Bro, it was one of the most heartbreaking, devastating, horrible movies I've ever seen, and it scared the absolute shit out of me because it's something that could really happen. So it's about like this small family. It's based around this small family, but it's like a nuclear warhead it hits in the U.S. In California where they live.
Damn.
And so everything just starts to die. Like it's contaminated. You can't eat the food. You can't drink the water. Everybody is trying to leave and shit. Just imagine like all the roads and streets are just packed full of traffic of people trying to leave and try to find some type of some type of help or some type of peace, and there's nothing, because what are you driving to? You're just stuck there and you're getting nowhere, and people are just, they were just dying left and right, man, left and right, bro. And it was just so scary. And it was, like I said, it was based around like this family, and you just saw like the whole downfall of this family and the mother trying to keep everybody together, man. It was so horrifying, man. And oh, yo, bro, I remember like crying while watching this movie, man. It was just that.
Damn, this don't seem like it's a good movie.
No, it's just one of those movies where it's scary because it could really happen, and there's nothing you can do, man. It's just like It's like Freddy Krueger. Like, you got to sleep. There's nothing you can do. And this here, one of those warheads, one of those nuclear bombs can hit us, and what happens? You know what I mean? What happens? And it shows like what happened. The world fell absolutely apart, and it shows the world falling apart, and it's just like, oh my God, bro, it was wild to me.
That's some shit. See, that's some realistic shit. Elevated horror type shit. Like, that's some shit that could, like, really, we might see that happen before, our lifetime. Like, Russia's getting their ass from Ukraine. They could literally go ahead and throw a nuclear warhead at Ukraine. And we might enter a nuclear war. That's some shit that could happen tomorrow, nigga. Right. Biden, our president, literally just said it. Like, we could be facing a nuclear war. That's some scary ass shit.
It is.
Now you talking about I'm a downer, nigga.
No. Your story different, man. Man. You had a story connected to a movie, bro. You had a whole ass story that, man. No.
Yeah. Look,
man, you destroyed my Saturday with that one, guy.
That's some real shit, man. That's as honest as I can be. All right, my next movie is Night of the Comet.
Night of the Comet. Never heard of it, man. Okay.
It's a horror comedy. It's a horror comedy, and I'll lay it out for you real quick, the synopsis of this shit. So basically, there's going to be a comet shower that's going to happen, and everybody everybody's ready for it. And there's this lady, she's a radio DJ, and she's in her building, and like her brother and sister and shit, they showed up and shit like that, and they all like her brother and sister, the little kids, they get locked in the basement by mistake by the parents and shit, right? But everybody go outside and they go watch the comet. Well, the actual comet is actually not a comet. It was like a nuclear solar flare. And the astronomers that got it wrong, and everybody died. And if you didn't die, you got turned into a fucking zombie. So, Night of the Comet, the chick that was in the radio, she was in like a lead building. Didn't know. Her boyfriend was there. And when they came outside, they was like, what the fuck going on? Everything was like empty, man. Niggas had got incinerated. They turned into vapor, my nigga. Like, they turned into dust. They got Thanos snapped in this bitch. The whole planet though, bro. The whole planet. And it's like an 80s movie, so it takes place in most of it takes place in a mall. Cause they're like, well shit, we're going to the mall. You know what I mean? And they driving Porsches and shit, everybody chilling. But it's like zombies and like this group of gangsters, like this gang, none of them died. They all got caught in it, and they all became like zombies, but they were more intelligent. And like they were like ended up like running the city and shit. And it was just like a whole crazy horror movie. But it's like it's so funny and it's fun, and it's just like a cool horror movie to watch during like this year or during this time of year, because it's like based in the 80s, so it's a whole bunch of 80s fashion and shit, and there's 80s cars and 80s Porsches and 80s music, right? But and it's like in a mall, which is a big 80s thing, right? Everybody will go to the mall, but it's also got like some crazy ass, ugly ass monsters in it, and it's some shit you definitely don't want to fuck with. Motherfuckers will fuck you up. So yeah, man, that's my shit. Night of the Comet. I fucking love it.
All right, my brother. All right, man. I gotta check that one out too, man. I was trying to see where I could find it at. But I cannot find it right now.
I can send it to you. I can send that shit to you. Huh?
I said, what do you mean?
I can send you like the link to go so you can watch it.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I have one more.
Okay.
And I don't know about if this is so much the scariest movie I've ever seen. But this is quite literally the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. And I don't mean worse as in like it was like this was made in somebody's backyard or some shit like that. This was the worst movie. Like, when I got done watching this movie, and I'm not joking with you, when I got done watching this movie, I looked outside my window to see if like the police or the cops or the FBI was looking after me, bro. Real shit. I'm not going to tell you. Listen here. I'm not gonna tell you what it's about. I can't tell you parts of the movie. It's sick. It's sick. And look, like the ending is like, when I got down to the ending of the movie, I was just like I was speechless. I was absolutely speechless. The name of this movie is called A Serbian Film.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh no. No.
So
hell
so
no.
bro, so you know about it? You know about it?
Yes, I know about that nasty, sick
Have you seen
ass
it?
movie. No, I ain't seen that
Yeah.
shit. I can't watch it.
Okay.
I don't want to see
Okay.
none of that
Bro.
child shit. That shit is
Cool,
weird.
cool. Now listen.
Why the
Human
fuck did you watch
Centipede
it?
ain't got shit on this shit.
Fuck
I didn't know what it was.
no.
Listen, I didn't know what it was about. Listen, I remember being online on Twitter at the time. This was ages ago, 10 years, I don't know.
Yep. That's
And
how I found out
I
about
remember like Chris Rock was on Twitter and he was like, "Y'all tell me some of the scariest movies you've ever seen." And
Yeah.
somebody was
People
like
don't know he's a
saying, "Watch
big horror
Solo."
movie fan. Yeah, he loves horror.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why he
Okay.
made that Saw movie. That's his favorite genre is horror. He don't like comedies. He like
okay.
horror.
Okay.
He should make horror.
Well, people was naming their movies and shit like that, and they came across a Serbian film, and he watched it, and he was like, "Yo, that was the worst movie I've ever seen. How the fuck could y'all recommend that to me?" You know what I mean? And I was like, "Oh shit, that means I got to find it." So I found it. You know how you can get online and find your movies, you know?
Yeah.
And I found it, and I watched it, and I was like, "Yo."
That's the worst movie you've ever seen.
Who was like, you know what, this is a film I want to make, and they were like, here's your money, you go make that film, you go make that. Bro, it was oh my god, it was the worst shit in the world. It was the worst. And like I said, the last like 10-15 minutes, if you could sit through this movie, the last 10 or 15 minutes, bro, is gonna blow your fucking mind. It's gonna blow your mind, I swear to God. And the very ending is like, yo, I'm a creative ass nigga, I couldn't have thought of that shit. I don't know how the hell anybody could think of some shit like that.
That's one of the worst horror movies I think ever made. One of the worst movies ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't bring myself to watch it. I don't want that experience. And this is a nigga that don't watch The Terrifier. I don't watch all the Human Centipedes, which are fucking gross. Just to get it, just to say I watched it. But that's a movie right there that I think I'll never watch in life.
Yeah.
So I do have a few.
Probably better for it.
Yeah, I have a few. Of course, and they just made a remake of it. I love Hellraiser. Hellraiser is
okay.
Hellraiser is good. Hellraiser is really good, sir. You remember the nigga in the attic? He's all bloody because she had to keep killing niggas. That movie was really creative, man. The way they wrote that movie was, and I think it was like the first time you ever saw like BDSM or like,
okay,
like some version of it.
I don't know. People under the stairs has a little bit of BDSM because the mom and the dad went
Hellraiser
into
was
those.
before that.
Okay.
Yeah, the Hellraiser was
that was
way
in like what,
before that.
89 or something.
I think it was like 80, yeah, something like that. Cause and it was more like chains and that, leather and shit and like, torture and shit like that, but getting off on it. And they're like, oh, pain is pleasure. And
Right.
So I can't wait to see the new one. I heard it is great. So that's one of my favorite ones. I also love The Stepfather.
Oh, wow. Really?
Have you ever seen The Stepfather?
No.
So The Stepfather is a horror movie. They remade it. It was all right. Mm-hmm. But The Stepfather is a horror movie from the 80s.
Okay.
Niggas ain't shit. Basically, the movie starts where he's washing his hands. Middle-aged man washing his hands. And like he's getting dressed like he's about to leave on a business trip. And while he's leaving, he's walking downstairs, the whole family is dead. They look like they got murdered with an axe.
I like that.
He killed everybody.
I like that.
And he goes and he gets in his car and he's like, well, let's go ahead and go to, somewhere else or whatever. So he drives to a new town and meets a bitch at somewhere and he ends up, she's recently divorced. She got kids, and he ends up talking his way in and, you know, going out on a date, and they end up making love and becoming a couple. And eventually he moves in. And then when he moves in, that's when he starts to go fucking crazy. And his whole MO, he's a serial killer. He kills the whole family. Then he moves on to the next family. But he only fucks with bitches that got kids and that's recently divorced.
Hell yeah. All right, look, you said the 80s version, right?
Yeah, the 80s
version.
The 80s version is
yeah, that shit is on Peacock. That shit on Peacock. I'm gonna watch that too, man. All right, so you said Sleepaway Camp. Talking about, you said Sleepaway Camp. Let me see, because I'm trying to get my shit together. I'm gonna put that. I got Stepfather and Stepfather 2. Oh shit. Okay, so I got that shit on my queue.
Stepfather 2.
So
it's a different actor in Stepfather 2 and 3, but it's just as good. Stepfather 2 is fucking comical. It is great. Good shit. That nigga gets it. Okay. He is a fucking nutbag. Yo, he kills everybody. Yeah, so that's another one. That's another one.
So I got a busy weekend. Okay, now look here. So Sleepaway Camp. I got Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Yes, that's the shit.
And the documentary. Okay.
Yes, that's also the shit.
Night of the Comet.
Yes, that's the shit.
Which I still can't find. And then you said The Stepfather.
The Stepfather. I got a whole bunch of them too. So if you want a quick list.
What do you mean?
Like
no, man. I'm just talking about the ones that you said that your favorites.
Also,
your favorites.
Real quick, another one of my favorites is The Stuff.
It's called The Stuff?
That's what it's called. It's called The Stuff. Years ago, when I first moved to Atlanta, me and my family, we were trying to figure out something to watch on Halloween because we had no cable. Not Halloween, Thanksgiving actually. We didn't have no cable. But we had like streaming and shit, right? We had Netflix. So we had ran across a movie called The Stuff. And we was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Maybe it's funny. And it's about like this Cool Whip that's actually like a micro alien organism that when you eat it, it takes over your body and your thoughts. It is fucking great. Can't get enough of the stuff. Nigga, they start selling it commercially and the shit takes over the whole world. It takes over the
you know, that reminds me of another favorite horror movie of mine, man. Cabin Fever.
Oh no. God, man, you like some sick shit. No, I hate
Cabin Fever was great. Think about that shit, bro. At the end of the movie, they bottled that water up. So everybody's gonna. Oh, that's so crazy, bro.
They did make part 2.
Cabin Fever was a great movie.
They made a part 2.
I don't know. I think I did. I think I did. I don't know if I watched it. I don't know if I watched it or not.
They made a part 2. I don't like that movie. I like Cabin in the Woods.
I understand.
Cabin in the Woods is my shit.
I want to watch that again. I've only seen that once.
Man, Cabin in the Woods was so good. Cabin in the Woods is good. I'm trying to think of some other ones. I think that everybody likes like the regular ones, like Chucky. Shout out to the new Chucky series. That's a good TV series. Children of the Corn is a classic. I love Children of the Corn.
Scream. You know, I'm a huge Scream movie fan. I love the whole franchise, man. I love Scream.
I even liked Vampires, which is a Wes Craven movie he had did. It was all right.
Oh, the John Carpenter's joint. John Carpenter.
Wait, that was John Carpenter. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's John Carpenter. Yep, I love that. I really do like Scream. Scream was fucking dope. Scream 1, Scream 2, didn't care for Scream 3, like Scream 4, just like the recent Scream 2. That recent Scream was dope. They're doing another Scream. It comes out next year and it's based in New York City. Oh my fucking Lord.
That's wild.
Yeah, nigga, that's supposedly supposed to be a scene where everybody in Times Square, cause you know the movies Stab, they do a Stab remake during this version of it. And the Stab remake is so good that it ends up becoming like a big giant movie. And there's a scene in it where everyone in Times Square is wearing Scream masks while the killer is actually chasing the victims. And it's the same people that was in the last movie too. You know, most of the people survived. The twins.
Right, yeah.
The twins survived. The main chick and her sister both survived. But I think the killer is the little girl, that little sister, the one that was in the hospital. I think she's the killer.
And this one here?
Yes, I think she's the murder. I think
Is that who you would make it be?
Yeah, if
Why?
it was me, because she seemed like she was the killer in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And usually the Scream nigga doesn't like just slice somebody up for no reason. And I feel like she's mad at her sister for leaving her. And there's also a bigger thing in play. And I feel like that's a beautiful way to connect it all. Because them first two killers, I feel like they'd had another motive. I know they said that it was because they wanted to remake the genre and Reddit got them fucked up. That makes sense. But I feel like it was somebody feeding them that shit and targeted both of them to make them
kind of
be
like
that
on
way.
some sauce, like on some sauce shit.
Influence them, make them do the crime so you can be the last survivor. But she didn't know that them two niggas was gonna fail, so she's still there with her sister. It's just the way she was acting, man. That bitch is evil.
See, I feel you, man, but I really want it to be somebody from the first series. Just in this one. The second one, cool. I feel like your way is dope, but I want the main person, the person who influences them, to be from the first. Somebody from the first series.
Everybody dead.
It has to be.
Cause you know I
Bring
was saying
somebody back to life.
when we was watching
somebody-
it. I know, but that's some bullshit. This series is
Always.
not scientific. It's not based
Right.
off of like magic.
Okay.
You know
Right.
that.
Okay.
It's
Okay. I feel
it's
you.
real.
I feel you.
It's as real as you could possibly get, right? It's human beings. He might seem supernatural, but that nigga got on a bulletproof vest. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's dead, bro. Who could it be? It can't be Sydney, because
It could
Sydney's not
still- it
even
could-
in this movie.
It could be Gail. It could be Sydney.
She's not in the movie.
Those only ones two alive, right? It don't matter. You don't know if she's in a movie or not yet.
That's what she said. She came out and did a whole report that she was embarrassed that they had offered her such a low ball offer. Because the whole movie is supposed to be based off Gail, because they go to New York and Gail is in New York doing her TV show. Remember she has a talk show in the first one?
So,
Or the
right.
next one? Last
So
one?
it could still, bro, things happen, man.
You
They can
right.
just kind of throw you off for some shit,
Which
man.
would be fire, which I would love.
Yeah.
But why would Sydney influence people to kill her? Maybe post-traumatic stress disorder. Maybe she can't live without being attacked every couple of years by some mass
having that
nigga.
violence.
Makes sense. Social
No,
climate.
no, that would be crazy. That would be crazy because they.
Why would Gail do
I don't know.
it?
I will
Does
find
she
a way.
need more
I
ratings?
will find a way.
Is Gail that pressed for more ratings? She needs a new story. Mm-hmm. She needed something. Was her show failing? I think that'd be better if it's in part, like the third part of this new, like, trilogy. That Gail is like the final killer at the third part because she needed more press. But it seems like that actually is a good idea.
Because it's also kind of common.
It does feel. That's what I thought it was going to be. Dewey.
Like,
you remember? I was like, man, it's going to be Dewey.
Yeah.
Dewey has to be the killer.
Yeah.
But they made two other niggas. But it's mad formulaic. It's always two killers. You know what I'm saying? It's the formula of Scream. I don't know. I really hope it's the sister though. It makes way more sense to me. Because, or maybe not in this movie, but the third movie, I think it should be the sister. I don't know. But I know that I love Scream. And what you did last summer too, that was also my slap.
I like the second one better than the first one. That's one of those rare occasions where the second movie, the sequel, is better than the first one.
Sequel was funny. It was in the islands or whatever. It was in the Bahamas and it was during the hurricane.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just hated the fact that it was the same guy who had came back and then he had his son. Like,
Son with him, yeah.
Together. I was like, this nigga is a terrible dad.
Yeah. I mean, you would ride for you. Come on, they killed your father or tried to kill your father. You would ride for your dad too, man. That's wild.
His ass is grass. Their ass
Absolutely.
is grass. Yes.